Good morning, good morning, good morning, my YouTube crowd. What's going on? Anyway, we completed our 34-hour restart. We're on our way now to my next shipper located in South Carolina, so nothing couldn't be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Anyway, our next load is going to be delivering once we picked it up on Monday out in Arizona around the Phoenix area. Suburb out there, I think it's called Goodyear, Arizona. You can see the beautiful fall colors coming into bloom right now here. There's still the leaves on the trees, but it's just so beautiful. Apologize, we cleaned the window. Can't clean it enough, the windshield. So any obstructions on this pretty morning view, I apologize for. Anyway, I don't know what's going on in your world, but we're approaching the fall and winter driving months in a truck, so it's a little bit different of approach. One thing I could start to see right off the bat, it seems like the angle of the sun is different. So in the morning traffic, it could be very challenging. If you're facing the sun, you might have a lot of shaded areas that are a little bit dark and hard to see. So you want to definitely be very careful. Off the bat, like I said, keep your windows and mirrors cleared, so it helps seeing better. And also, maybe in the evening rush hour traffic, maybe you're driving westbound and the sun is in your face. I experienced that a little bit last time I was in Arizona heading to California. So pay close attention. Sometimes it might be a smart thing to take a little 30-minute break, let the sun adjust a little bit, maybe go down a little bit further, sun setting or that angle, and just try to drive more safer with those type of driving tips that I'm giving you. In addition, we're coming into winter months. You always want to make sure you have enough windshield washer fluid, but in the winter, they have a purple version. It's like for ice. It helps break up ice and stuff from forming. I guess it's a little bit more type of antifreeze, so it doesn't freeze.
Right on US 13.
Well, my GPS is very vocal this morning. Let me know that I got to bust a left coming up. But in addition to making sure you have good windshield washer fluid supply, because I've had a bad day of driving and used almost a whole gallon. So you want to have a couple gallons of them. A good tip is, if you want to pay cheap and you're on a hook for the bill, go to Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree does have them. Save yourself some money. If you wait to go to the truck stops, it can be very expensive there. You probably
on US 13.
They'll probably charge you, I don't know, for two, probably you're gonna pay a good $10 or $12. So you're gonna overpay. Same old crap, so
Continue on US 13.
But also, you want to have maybe some ice scrapers on it, maybe a special can of de-icer. I had a winter last year where I guess my heater mirrors weren't working quite well, and the ice was forming quicker than I could get it off. So I used that to break up the ice, and it came in very handy. So that's another thing on your checklist. You want to update your wipers. They have certain wipers they call like snow blades, and what they do is they have a rubber film, like a boot, around the outside of the blade. This way it keeps any pockets where snow could build up from forming and making your wipers clogged up with snow. So that's a good tip right there. Costs you a little bit more, but I think it's a worthwhile investment. anything in my book that can help you run better or safer is worth the investment, guys. So don't fall prey to being a cheapskate when it comes to driving safe. You want to maybe update your batteries. We're getting in the winter time. Have them checked on your truck, because as you're getting colder, that's when they're going to be tested more. And I got my batteries replaced, all 4 on the truck, back in April, so we're good. But what I do is I have a good habit in the middle of the night, especially when I'm not running the air conditioner or running the engine in the truck. I'll intermittently start up the truck, let it run a good 10-15 minutes, and I rev the accelerator a little bit right before I turn it off to build up the RPMs a little bit, just to give it a little extra boost charge from the alternator there. You want to also be careful not to leave things plugged in, even like say your GPS, leave your CV on, or your cell phone chargers and the cigarette plugs, because that will eat up at your power reserve, and if your batteries are starting to go weak, that's going to speed up and facilitate you having issues. So if you're having issues with your batteries, listen, you got to get them checked out. You might just be low on the battery acid there, and you can't use regular water. It's supposed to be like distilled water, I believe. So make sure you use the right if you ever add fluid to your batteries, the acid. You want to clean up your connections on your battery too. You might have a little of that battery, I don't know, forget what they call it, but all that gunk that builds up, the dry battery acid stuff on it. So you want to be able to clean that up. I've heard there's a couple easy products. I heard petroleum jelly is good to put on those tips, so you're good, and it'll keep it from clogging up. So man, what else can we say? You always want to make sure you have spare keys for your truck and stuff. You never know, you might get locked out. So what I do is I try to have a spare key saved, attached somewhere hidden on the outside of the truck, and it helps in case you ever get locked out. Little stupid nonsense there. But let's see, what other tips would you say did I miss or we can add to this? I'd like to hear. Please put some in the comments, and while I check the comments there and go through them, so you'll get a response back from me. At least if you take time to make an educated comment, I'll take the time to answer it. All I can say, But it's pretty nice out here. Also, just remember, if you're going to be doing winter driving, you may not want to be driving in snow, but you got to be prepared, and you got to have snow chains. I don't know what that guy's doing over there. But certain states require and mandate through certain months of the year, which we're getting into right about now, that you have to have snow chains on board. If not, it's a violation towards the driver. So you want to keep your CDL clean. You also want to just double check your paperwork on your truck. Make sure your registration is up to date. Your annual DOT inspection, along with the registration and tag work of your trailer, and not to forget to mention as well as your DOT annual inspection on there. You want to have that stuff nice and organized. Get yourself a nice loose leaf binder book, and you can get those inserts, those plastic paper protectors where you can insert the papers in there. This way you're not messing around with them with grease and stuff, and just makes it look unprofessional. What I like to also do is I like to get pictures of them, and I back them up on a thumb drive, so I'm able to print it wherever I'm at. If it ever need to fax them out to somebody, sometimes shippers, receivers, or even the broker is a little bit picky about it, and they want to see that kind of stuff. As dumb as it is, just be prepared. I used to be a Boy Scout, and our motto the motto for Boy Scouts is be prepared, you know, so I try to anticipate any type of, you know, you almost have to think negatively, as dumb as it sounds, you know, pessimistic, even though I'm the most optimistic, positive person you'll ever meet. It's just, you have to figure out where are the pitfalls, where are the upcoming detours that you got to be prepared if they can happen. So you want to be prepared like that. I know I got a little stuff coming up too that I have to do is I have to get around to replacing the reflective tape on the trailer. I already got them. I was having a little bit issue removing the old one. So I thought about getting a grinder to grind it off, but it's a little bit stainless steel and I didn't want to scratch it up. So I got to figure it out. I think there is some type of spray that you could spray. It almost removes paint, and you let it sit on there, and it maybe it'll help break up the film, the stickiness of the previous stickers of the reflectors. So want to have it nice unified. I even got extra different colored reflective tape. It's not really DOT approved, but I'm not going to really use it on the outside of the truck. I'm going to use it on the inside trailer doors, because if you think about it, guys, there's sometimes you're opening up and closing trailer doors, and you could be at a shipper receiver, and it might be late night. So I think it's a green and possibly black or something, but it's highly reflective. So I'm going to put them as borders on each door, so it will be more visible, the inside of the door when I'm swinging it open and pinning it to the side of the trailers. So just a little bit, you know, above and beyond on my side of the fence anyway. So I hope everything's going good in your world. I gotta get my CB connected. I just find myself a little bit more downtime driving, a little boredom, and I think it might be a good thing to finally get it connected. I'm really picky, so I was going to do it myself, but I think I'm going to have it professionally installed, and I'll have my boss pick up the charge on that. I'm supplying the equipment, so I have a good CB. Cost me about $300, so I want to utilize it, you know, so only makes sense, right? So anyway, having a good morning so far. I think we got, let me go ahead and check here, looks like we got 97 more miles. Oh my god, I mean, it's a beautiful ride, so I cannot complain about it. Cannot complain about it. You never know. I might have forgot I'm there. And there's some other minor work that I need to get done to mostly the trailer and a little bit on the truck too. So my next trip out to Cali, I think I'm going to take a little bit of time off there and get those small items addressed. This way we're going in good preparation coming into this winter driving months.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left on Paul Siding Road.
I think in 3/4 of a mile or so, I feel like making a left turn on Hall Siding Road. What the heck, you know? You got to stay unpredictable.
Turn left on Paul Siding Road.
Well, what I do is I run my GPS Garmin, and I also run...
In 3 3/4 miles, turn left on New Zone Grove Road.
I run Google Maps as well. It helps give me updated traffics and stuff. So I have to trust in the system. I think it was pretty foolish. Sometimes it tries to abbreviate the turns as much as possible, which is kind of like, damn. So it was kind of against my better judgment, because I'm supposed to be staying on 13 the whole way, and sometimes going back through some of these country roads can be an issue. I'm a little bit pressed for time, and there was no spot there for me to safely pull over and question it and look into it further. So I am biting the bullet. Some of these small roads, they may all of a sudden flip and say no through trucks, because you're going through residential area, and you put yourself at risk to probably getting pulled over. I have to discuss it a little further with the local po-po. In loving memory of Johnny R. Chavez. Johnny R. Chavez, they dedicated this road here in memory of him. Yeah, I tell you, that windshield is really ugly. Let's see, maybe when I get to this shipper, oh man, this shipper, I just realized is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm picking up appliances, and sometimes these appliances are not packaged correctly, and they're probably sometimes used or returns, and it makes you, the driver, responsible for this crap, because what happens is they want you to count everything, check the serial numbers, the model numbers and stuff. And I don't like that crap, because number one, I don't get paid extra for that, and I don't want to just throw that in. It's just, you're making me responsible for some further work that you're adding to my list. And whenever it's a one pickup, one delivery, you know, I just think it's hyper important, super hyper important, to make sure you get a seal from that shipper. So no matter what, you and that shipper have that seal number at the time of departure on the back of your trailer. This way, when the receiver, always have your receiver break the seal, so they're a witness that the trailer's doors has not been opened at any point during the shipment, from point A, shipper, to point B, receiver. This way, no matter what errors maybe happened, it's easier for you as the driver to point blame to the shipper, because when you sign your bills, this is a big tip, and some shippers hate when drivers do this, okay, is you want to sign by your name, shipper, load, and count. And I've seen some people just put that there as the signature. Okay, if they're not paying attention, you put that as a signature. Shipper, loaded, and counted, or shipper, load, and count. Initials S, L, and C. So that's a big tip there. So anyway, I gotta be up on the dock. I've already gone through this about 2 times, and it's very, very annoying because the shipper wants to take away their responsibility. They'll load you and that kind of stuff, but they want you to sign as their witness. And sometimes they can make a mistake, but you're the one double checking everything. So under that type of circumstances, is it easy to do a piece count? Sure. Okay, you're gonna be sitting up on the dock and you gotta be focused for the half hour of counting everything and not losing count. But what's good is if they pre-stack them outside on their floor dock, have an area where all the pallets are, and stack them, and then you can count them and check them there. Might be a lot more easier. But this thing where you're sitting and waiting every couple minutes for a new pallet to come, not too good. So I don't know if I'm complaining a little bit too much, but that's the story. I realize how much of a mistake.
Turn left on Newsom Grove Road.
Getting off that main road there. This is a little bit shorter, but I don't like it, especially when I'm pressed for time. I think I gotta update my Garmin maps. You know, we got that free lifetime map, so sometimes you forget where that special plug-in cord is because it takes a special one on my particular model. It's not just any ordinary USB plug. It's kind of ugly sometimes. Ooh, that must be so annoying to watch right now. It's sad because outside of that, it's a great, beautiful view. I don't think it's a good idea to keep filming. That front windshield looks really dirty and nasty and stuff. So apologize again. Try to clear it up. So I'm gonna end it in a few minutes there. To the left, nobody to the right, nobody to the left, nobody to the right. This is one of those real tight situations. Wow, look at all that white to the right. That's cotton crops right there. I mean, there's some huge pieces of cotton. It's amazing that that's a natural product that is grown. That's a lot. I tell you, they lose a lot of cotton when they're shipping it. When they have those open bundles, they're strapped up a little bit, but I don't know, you always see a trail of them on the side of the road that they lost. So it's a shame how much loss of product that they lose from the gross. So I wonder if they ship, for example, let's say they ship 10 tons, they probably lose maybe I don't know, would they lose a half a ton, like 2,000 pounds? Would blow it off? Well, you know, cotton doesn't weigh so much, so maybe, I don't know. One of those tricky questions that you toss around in your mind. Anyway, we're getting close to 13. It's coming up right here at this next intersection. So when we come out of this turn, I think it's time to shut up now. I'm embarrassed at our windshield. You hear me? I'm embarrassed. It's still a little further up. I thought this was this intersection. Man, they actually got a sign here that says broken ground there. Instead of fixing it, they went out of their way to post a sign that the ground is broken. Classic. Okay, so we're kind of entering the Y section. So my blind spot side is going to be to my right. So what I'm going to do here, just to make things easier for myself, is I'm going to get in a little bit in this left lane here, and I'm going to swing to the right, so I have clear obstructed view. I'm going to try. I see clearly. Just get a little bit more. Okay, there's 2 more cars coming. And, you know, people might not be happy the angle or the blockage of the road that I'm doing, but guess what? It made it real safe for me to see the oncoming traffic coming in from my right. So there you have it. Anyway, guys, it's been real. It's been nice. Too bad it hasn't been real nice. Guys, please be safe. Take some of the tips I gave you. You know, if there's a few that I may have missed or you want to suggest, please go right ahead and add them to the comments. And I'm curious to see what I missed. God bless, guys. Be safe. Keep it between the lanes. And of course, as always, have a DOT free day. Out.